you get when you combine two childhood friends who have never grown up, have an unhealthy competitive streak, and always think they're the funniest people in the room? You get the Unfunniest podcast!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, now, we call this the act of mating.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children.
And yes, we do want to scare your children. So welcome back, week 3, Michael. And we are in the same vicinity. Yes, you can see us together. This is not AI, Mike and Mark here, but we are absent one person right now. He's not answering his phone.
Where's Jimmy?
Jimmy, where are you? We're missing you.
I can't believe I actually let you in my house, but whatever.
No, I found it. I broke in. So as we know with all of that. But we are
live and in person.
And on tape. Weekend of Easter weekend. So everybody out there celebrating Easter, happy Easter to everybody. Important day, important holidays. And important too because after how many years in the spring, we now actually have a sports team in the playoffs right now.
Shocking. They're actually playing as we speak. The Pistons are up. Well, they just tied it.
Oh, John McEnroe.
Tied at 72. John McEnroe, Larry Johnson, Patrick Ewing. That's cut to all the scenes in the Garden.
But playoffs.
Anyways.
Let's talk about playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. We're talking about playoffs, Allen Iverson.
Playoffs?
So now we're in it, and it gives a big discussion. We've got the April and the D. I wish I had that music because I forgot it, but you know, it's that magical time when all the Pistons, the Tigers, and the Red Wings are all playing, except the Wings aren't playing this year.
The Wings aren't playing, which we talked about last week. But
right. So now we're here. We're going to talk about what we're seeing right now with sports. But Pistons, it's actually gotten my interest back in the NBA playoffs because I have not been in there for years and exciting to watch. But what do you think, Mike? What's your favorite sports team? What's your favorite and most exciting of all the playoffs? You know, football, basketball, baseball. Hockey, what do you think, in your opinion, what's the most exciting of all those?
Probably, I would say hockey, at least from a peripheral standpoint. Yeah, I mean, the NBA, like you just said, I haven't watched the NBA a lot in the last however many years just because I don't necessarily like the brand of basketball. But the NHL is absolutely exciting as all get out. I think the NFL speaks for itself. And then I don't know how you can top Major League Baseball playoffs.
It's gotten exciting.
October to remember.
Yeah,
it does get exciting.
And then a few years ago, Mr. November, when it was Alex Rodriguez and them, when it was stretching in November, but that's way too long.
The one thing about baseball is it is literally every single pitch. I mean, I remember back watching the old Indians games, the Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell days, back in the mid-'90s. And
so wait. Carlos, 1 if by land, 2 if by sea, 3 if by Baerga? Yeah, one of the greatest nicknames ever by Boomer. Yeah,
very much so. So, yeah, I mean, it's every single pitch. You're on your toes. You're watching. It's the suspense is crazy. So I guess at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to pick one. We're talking about the NBA playoffs because the Pistons are back in it for the first time in, 9 years, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think 2016 was the last time they were in it. So, yeah, this is cool. It's cool to have it on in the background.
Yeah.
Neat to see them playing Madison Square Garden. They're in their blue jerseys, and the Knicks are in their white jerseys. I am once again old man yelling at clouds. But the home team should be wearing white, and the away team should be wearing their away jerseys, which is the dark jerseys.
Okay, I'm going to put in here, and I agree with you on that, but for a different reason. For years when I was at Western, it was in the equipment staff, everything there. Teams did not want to wear white on the road for one reason, especially in hockey.
Why?
You're on the road, you're in a series, guys get blood on their jerseys, trying to clean the jerseys, and it could take 3-4 washes to get the puck marks, the stick marks, everything out of there. It's a pain in the rear end to be able to do that. When you're on the road, you don't have all of your normal equipment versus when you're in your home rink, your home state, you got everything easy. So when you're wearing dark jerseys, a black jersey, it doesn't show all the puck marks, doesn't show all the blood, doesn't show all that. So it's easy to do. And I never thought about why you would do that until now. And imagine the NHL equipment managers on the road having to do all that.
Yeah, but they are doing that now.
I know. That's of course, they also probably have 7 jerseys per player.
But look at the NFL, though. The NFL, the home team wears the dark jersey.
Not necessarily.
Well, not always. The Cowboys are always in their whites. I feel like the Rams sometimes play in whites. But if you look at back in the old days, again, here we go. The Browns used to wear white. They always had the 19 jersey on in white at home, even though they played on a half of a baseball field. And yes, they would get destroyed, the white jerseys. But now I feel like if you do watch the NBA during the season, the Pistons are in their dark blue jerseys half the time at home, and then sometimes they're in their whites. But anyways, my original point, back to this, the game's on in the background, and the Pistons are in blue, and the Knicks are in white. All is right with the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hard to tell nowadays, too. I mean, honestly, I think you've got – let's just talk about uniforms in baseball. You've got only about 2 or 3 teams who don't have a third jersey, and I think it's only 2 really right now between the Tigers and
the Tigers never wear those stupid Motor City jerseys.
Oh, okay.
They're hideous.
Yeah, they have – okay. But I'm talking about how many teams have their batting practice jerseys that they wear.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they all seem to have those batting practice jerseys. The Tigers and the Yankees seem to be the only 2 that don't have that. They don't have those weird color uniforms, other than Motor City, which the dumbest of all those when it comes down to it.
That is absolutely hideous. What do they call them? What are those jerseys
City
called?
Connect.
City
now,
Connect.
Some were really cool. The Boston ones, as different as it was, the Boston Marathon colors were really cool to see.
Yeah, that was neat.
The Houston Astros ones, those are really cool to see, the Space City ones. And then you got...
Wait, can we go back? Hold on, that just made me think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the creamsicles. Those are phenomenal. That reminds me of Vinny Testaverde back when he first came in the league, and he would wear the creamsicle jerseys. Yeah, those things were awesome. But anyway,
I do agree. I think you talk about throwback, and they did against the Lions 2 years ago. They wore those.
They did.
Yeah, yep. And they got their butts kicked. So that's what they get. Exactly, that's what they get for when it comes to that. But I think that's really cool, to see some of those jerseys, some of those kind of consistence. And now the Pistons uniforms they're wearing right now are pretty much the ones they wore back in the bad boy days. Exactly. So
okay, why are they allowed to wear a white undershirt under a dark blue jersey? Okay, sorry, I'm getting way
off track. $5,000.
Getting way off track again.
So
75-74 Pistons in the lead with 4:45 left in the third.
I do agree with you about the the NHL playoffs being the most exciting because it is truly the only sudden death game. When you talk about football, it could be you're going to see a drive. You're going to see it could be one play off the bat. But when you go into overtime hockey, especially what we've seen in Western these last couple of weeks. By
the way, is there a genie behind you? Oh, it's a lamp. Sorry.
I'm not going to rub that.
I love lamp.
Exactly. So you're going to, just for you, Michael.
A roundhouse your ass.
There you go. Don't say that again. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see when it comes to some of that. But NBA playoffs are exciting too. You've got so much when it comes to that.
You get out of my face, or I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
There we go. That's better. And I guess it just forgot about the NBA for all these years because it's always been LeBron, or it's been one of the other guys, or it's been somebody else there. And there you go, Cade Cunningham.
76.
He looks so much like
left in the third.
He looks like Stan Miller.
That was a classic that will never be forgotten.
Pistons, if you are watching, you're one of your fans, Stan Miller, we need to have him in a Cade Cunningham wig. We need to have him courtside. Cade Cunningham, give him a high five. He'll love that, and both of them will love that there. So, but yeah, NBA, in the NHL playoffs, where else do you get when a guy just says it's an upper body, lower body injury, and a lower body injury could be a torn ACL and they're still out there playing, or they got a broken bone,
a torn toenail.
Yeah, guys get 12 stitches, come back and play 10 minutes later.
Right.
So it goes to another story we'll tell about later. When I had to get stitches in the locker room when I was working in minor league hockey, never lived that down. Guys were laughing at me for that one. So,
by the way, Miller has a Michigan State hat on. Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen you wear a state hat before.
It is not a Michigan State hat. This is a Trinity Spartans hat, Michael.
Oh,
we're talking about
yes, Trinity Clinton Township.
Exactly, Trinity Clinton Township. And all right, let's go honestly go through it. Obviously, the Wings aren't in it. The Pistons in the playoffs. Everybody really thinks the Pistons have a puncher's chance against the Knicks. I don't really scared about the Knicks.
I'm not scared of the Knicks at all.
No, I mean, you got the thing that's most scary about the Knicks is Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. I mean, I would love to see a basketball game there, and I'd love to see. Remember the Big East tournament? Nothing was as big as the Garden for the Big East tournament when it came to that. But so that's the other sports topic, and I forgot it comes up next week. NFL draft.
Oh, yeah.
Lions are not going to be drafting until the end. I've heard rumors. I think we're pretty much set. I think the Miami quarterback is the one that's going to be going first. Is it Cam Ward?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
So he's pretty much set to be going first. The question is, who's going to take him? Tennessee, some other people. I keep hearing about your Browns with Shedeur Sanders.
Well, that's kind of the betting line favorite right now is Shedeur. I think a lot of the talk revolves around Shedeur being able to go to Cleveland, a little smaller market, not have quite the shenanigans of, say, a New York or even a Philadelphia. Not that he would go to either one of those places, but
Johnny Football? He got into some problems there.
Oh, yeah. Well, Johnny Football was destined to be an absolute failure.
Yeah.
I threw an absolute you-know-what fit when Johnny Football was drafted, but I digress. Yeah. No, I think listen, I mean, the Browns obviously need a quarterback for the future. Clearly not Deshaun Watson by any stretch of the imagination. Broadway Joe Flacco is back, of course.
Only thing I can think about is he is there to teach.
Oh, absolutely.
He's not going to win the Super Bowl. He's going to be there to teach whoever's going to be there and help out.
You're right, exactly. A mentor. I mean, he's a 40-year-old quarterback, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. But I think it'll be pretty good for him to be there as a veteran backup or a veteran starter for that matter. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, I agree when it comes to that. I think you're going to see some stuff from him. I think hearing the stuff too about Travis Hunter and Travis Hunter, his comments that he would rather quit than play only offense or play only defense. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
To me, that leads to only one thing. That means to me is that some team that he talked to up high has said, we want you at the second or third pick, but we only want you to play offense. And he does not want to go to that team. That's my gut guess.
It's crazy to me that somebody wants it's a two-way player in this day and age, but okay.
I don't think you can. I think the physicality of the NFL is so much higher.
There's no way.
Now, playing 4 or 5 plays a game, I think, to me, his natural position is defensive back. But you play 4 or 5 plays on offense, you return some kicks, you do some other things there.
Right.
I think you're good there. But I don't think playing 100%, you can't play 150 plays in a game. No. It's way too physical when it comes to that. Yeah.
Your career will be 1 year, and that's about the extent of it. Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. But yeah. So the draft is pretty exciting. Of course, it was here last year. Did you go to the draft?
I did not. I talked about it, but I wanted to bring Charlotte down. We wanted to bring as a family, but it was number one. Remember, it was hot. I think if I'm not mistaken. And then it was raining.
For an April day in Michigan.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on my weather.
It was raining some days. But so that's why we didn't go. And I'm like, it's just going to be too many people there, especially the first night Thursday.
Right.
You're sitting there just to watch a guy walk up on stage. And I'd rather sit at home when it came to that.
I heard it was pretty sweet, though.
It was, yeah. Of course, I think the big news, I think that's when we bought our washer and dryer. So it was an important day, that weekend last year. Yeah.
That's how you remember the NFL draft from last year is you bought your washer and dryer?
Yeah, we bought our washer and dryer.
Go outside, nerd.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out.
I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless comments.
All that stuff. Yeah, I don't remember about the NFL draft last year. Bought my washer and dryer. All right.
Yeah,
continue on, Miller.
All right. So now we're going into one of my favorite topics in my favorite portions.
Lamps?
First, I would like to just get to know you.
Oh, here we go.
So I'm going to share something on the screen here. Give me a second, and
your story has become tiresome.
All right, close your eyes until I can get this up here.
My eyes are closed.
All right, give me a second here while we do this.
We are very professional.
We are. So,
oh, no.
What I'm going to do, Michael, is I'm going to say something.
All right.
And you can look at the screen right now. And if you had feet, what would it take for you to get a OnlyFans page where to show your feet?
What?
Wiki feet. Come on, you haven't seen this? You know every celebrity. What their feet are, how they like it. So
I get it. I guess.
If somebody came to you and said, Michael, you could make $500 a month. You just have to create this OnlyFans page, and people are going to look at your feet and pay you that much money. The question is,
Nobody wants to see my feet.
what, the crazier and worse the feet are, the better, I guess. People are sick.
That means I have to paint my toenails. I'm not painting my toenails.
How much would it take for you a month to be able to show your feet?
I mean, listen, if somebody told me that they were going to pay me $500 a month to look at my feet, I'd be like, there you go.
$100 a month.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so
500. That's my minimum.
I mean, your feet. Who cares?
Look
Doesn't
how
mean anything
sexy
to
my
me.
feet are.
Yeah.
They're elegant. My one toe is bent more than the other one. This is exciting, and you should pay me a lot of money to look at my feet. Holy cow, there are a lot of...
I'm not here.
Hey, whatever. We're
I'm
not
not
going to
here
judge
to, I'm
anybody.
not here to kink shame. I'm not here to do anything else because we've all... Michael, you went through that short hair phase.
Feet.com. Yeah.
Michael went through a big time short hair phase. I've gone through all my phases. We've all had our different
I got
things.
the flowing locks.
And of course, Michael and I, we went in early mid 90s. We went to college at the right time because honestly, we're in the grunge era. So everybody was wearing baggy clothes.
Who knew you were going to talk about feet? That must have been your major surprise. Where's Jimmy when we need him?
I know.
To talk about feet.
That absolutely was my surprise. So it kind of leads into, let's talk, we'll get to know who both of us are, who we are. So I'm going to kind of share, Mike brought this up, and I thought this is pretty interesting. Let's talk a little bit about, have you shown, have you seen? So give me a second here. I want to bring this to...
Give yourself 1 point for each thing that you haven't done.
Yeah. So,
all right, hold on. Here we go. Everybody at home, you have to keep score.
I want to open this up here. So let's do...
Oh, my.
All right, so we're going to do...
Silence is deafening.
I know. We're going to get...
Share your screen!
Share. I'm looking for it, Ward. If I do... Sorry for the technical difficulties.
And the Pistons are up 90-81, 9-point lead with, 33 seconds left in the third quarter. 90-81 Pistons. Knicks ball on the sideline.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So we're going to go into here. And now you should be able to see this, everybody, after our technical difficulties. So let's give it here. Give yourself a point for which things you've done. Michael, have you skipped school?
No. Give yourself 1 point for each thing you have not done.
Okay.
Have not done.
Have you skipped school?
Yes.
Yes, I think we all have.
Broken a bone.
Wait, Riviera Restaurant in Marine City, Michigan, on our way to church?
Yes, absolutely.
Broken a bone.
Yes.
I've broken every finger at least once.
Fired a gun. I have fired a gun.
I have too. Yes, I did hunting. My uncles threw me out in the woods.
Done drugs. I have not done drugs. I swear to you, so I get a point.
Today? Today?
Right.
No, last night I did drugs.
Yeah.
Did my THC gummies.
Been in a limo.
So Michael, you're at 1. I'm at 0. Been in a limo.
I've been in a limo.
Been in a limo.
Got a tattoo. Negative, Ghost Rider. We're getting our number 2 point for me.
We're going to get you that one here soon. We're going to get our Unfunniest.
I've ridden a horse.
There's a pony count, like as a kid.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I've ridden a horse.
All right. Sung karaoke. Unfortunately, I've done that.
I got a karaoke. Do you remember my roommate Chuck in college?
Yeah.
Chuck and I went to Windsor one day. We went to one of the karaoke bars in Windsor. I sat on stage because I didn't want to leave with a microphone and a stool, and I sang backup music for everybody for 3 hours. They didn't want to get me off stage. There's another ticket. Got a ticket.
Oh, listen. Okay, so this is going to harken back to the old school and talking about Roger, but there was a place, every year I go down to Indian Lake, and I used to stay at the Comfort Inn in beautiful Bell Fountain, Ohio. They had a bar, and they had karaoke on Saturday night, so we would go in there, and it was probably the lamest karaoke ever. So I remember we might have had a few adult beverages one night, and we started yelling from the back corner. The guy that was running the karaoke started singing karaoke, and we'd go, "Damn you, Roger! Damn you, Roger!"
Is that where Damn You Miller came?
That's probably where
was
Damn
that
You
before?
Miller came from, yeah.
Was that before the DYM?
That was before DYM,
Okay,
so it's
so
not
now-
where it instigated from.
Yeah, so that's where. Okay,
Yeah, we used to yell, "Damn you, Roger! Damn you, Roger!" Anyways, go next topic.
been arrested.
No, I'm 3.
Technically, I was, and the only reason I know this, well, I got a noise ordinance violation in college. And when I went to court, they basically said it was the same as an arrest.
What?
Yeah, that's what they told me. I'm like, no, it's not. I was expunged, everything else. And sure enough, it was expunged off my record. When I went for my TSA pre-check interview, they brought that up.
Huh.
This was like 15 years ago, they brought it up. So this was 30 years ago this happened. They're like, it was expunged. Like,
Okay.
Okay. Gone ziplining.
Yes.
Nope.
No?
I couldn't. I was overweight until now.
Oh, all right.
Have you been on TV?
What do you consider TV? I mean, I guess I've not been on TV like in an interview.
You never?
I don't think I've been on TV. Maybe.
I've been on TV more than a few times. When I was in Kalamazoo stuff, I've been on for the dog rescue.
Oh, you're a big deal, Miller.
No, I got a face for radio. Just ask my.
Been on a cruise. Just went on the first one.
Was it a Disney cruise?
No.
Swinger cruise?
No, it was not. I don't know that I would go on a cruise every single year. It was cool. It was fun. I actually got a little bit seasick. Thank God for our event coordinator of our company. She could let me use her $150 wristband watch thing that sends pulses through your hand, and it works I swear to God, within 30 seconds, the nausea goes away.
Wow.
It's
could it have just been the same thing you were on?
Well, that too.
I've been on a cruise, but it was the Disney cruise, God, before high school. So that was 40 years ago.
You and
So
Mickey.
one of the first Disney cruises. You know, we'll have our Unfunniest podcast cruise coming up. It may be along the Clinton River, but we'll have a cruise.
On Mike Ward's boat.
Exactly. Have you gotten a piercing?
No.
You didn't get your ears pierced during that whole phase? Oh,
No
God.
piercings.
We'll go over that story about Beatrice, or my mom yelling to my grandmother, "Beatrice, look what your grandson did to his ear." Have you ever smoked?
No, believe it or not, swear to God, never smoked a cigarette.
Wow.
Not one. I'm
Okay.
at 5. I get 5 points so far.
Have you ever met a celebrity?
I know I have, but don't pin me down what celebrity it was. I don't remember. I know I've met a celebrity.
This was on back-to-back flights, one going to LA and one coming back. So on the way to LA, I had DL Hughley, I had Jim Brown, and I had Jalen Rose on my flight, and I was in first class with them out there.
Wow.
And on the way back, I had Al Michaels on the flight. So that's 2 flights. So I would consider those guys pretty much celebrities of everything going there. Have you ever been skydiving?
No.
Have you ever
I'm at
wanted
6. No, I don't want to go skydiving.
to?
I value life.
I
I get it. I understand, but I don't know. I don't.
All right, we're going to skip number 18.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 19.
Skinny dipped?
This year, or yes, I have.
I might have done that at Metro Beach, but I did not enter the water skinny dipping. So there was no inappropriate public display of nudity.
For those that don't know Metro Beach, it's the only pool that you can walk on top of.
Yeah.
So from all of the sunscreen and everything else they never clean out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I've been skinny dipping before. You just do it in college, everything else. And now, but it's different. You do that back 20, 30, 40 years ago, you get yelled, put your clothes back on and go. Now you get an indecent,
We're going streaky!
indecent exposure clip.
Didn't you do that after Western won the national championship last week? There were rumors that you were running down the streak.
I just
went naked.
In my room I was.
They were trying to rein you back in. Anyways.
And have you ever been drunk? Jeez.
No, never.
No. I'm a good kid. So what have I got?
Diet Mountain Dew. Miller
I think I'm at 3 or 4.
I had 6 points. I win. Or lose. I don't know. That shows I'm a prude, I guess.
Mike hasn't done anything much in his life when it comes to that.
Mm.
So no, it's cool. Some of those are pretty fun.
Where's Jimmy?
Some of those are pretty fun just to kind of see when it comes to that. But a new topic kind of came up this past week. We put it on the pod. We put it on our page, but I think it really kind of it talks about how clothing has changed and how things are different than they were, 5, 6, 7 years ago. So a reporter, it goes by the name of Marty Smith. He's from ESPN. If you haven't, there's a show on Saturday mornings called it's Marty Smith and his partner, but he does an awesome show. So what they did, he is a huge fan of Jordans. and loves everything Jordan, loves all of those, everything with it there. But the question is Jordans, or are Jordans appropriate to be worn at any of any of your different events?
No.
You don't think so?
You're at the Masters. You're in a suit. Understand the setting. Know your audience. Listen, I mean, obviously he's got his legs crossed right there, but you should not be wearing Jordans with a suit at the Masters. That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of opposing opinions. But I do think, yes, there they are. The Jordans at the Masters. And no socks. We're showing skin underneath.
No, there's a sock. Look at that.
What? That is not a
that is a flesh-colored sock, Ward.
That looks like skin.
That is.
There's a sock there, but that's his shit.
Yeah, it's a half sock.
Oh, for crying out loud.
So,
you can post that. You can post that poll. I'm on the side of no, not appropriate for the Masters. Maybe if you're calling an NBA game, if you're in studio calling the NBA game, halftime, whatever, you got Jordans on with your suit, more power to you. But for the Masters, no. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but more and more I see it where guys are, you see guys wearing $10,000 suits, but then they got a pair of Jordans on. They've got all these other things. But, okay, which is worse? Wearing Jordans with a suit like that, custom there in the colors of Augusta National, everything there, or hoodies underneath a suit coat, sport coat.
Oh, good Lord, that's awful. The Masters, the Jordans at the Masters are fine then. If you go to the extent of wearing a hoodie underneath a suit, I don't know that I've seen that before, but holy cow!
Oh, you haven't seen
that? Is pure, yeah, not so much.
It is. People can. This hoodie's under blazer. It comes right up. Let's take a look at this.
93-88 Pistons, 10:45 left in the fourth.
Don't get us kicked off of and all the rest of our stuff that we do all the time.
What?
Don't get us kicked off of social media like we always do.
I'm trying not to.
So it's a big deal.
Well, I guess that doesn't look awful, but again, is that LeBron?
I don't know who that is.
No, see, that looks sharp. That looks, it's all right.
Michael B. Jordan, he get away with wearing stuff that we couldn't.
Well, you're built like him. I mean, yes, clearly.
I mean, if I went out and I wore you're
Tom Brady, I guess you could pull that off as well.
Yeah, but he also has a $400,000 watch sitting on his wrist as well. I couldn't do, just like I wear, only because of the issues I got with my feet. I wear tennis shoes all the time. I wear my
Speedo.
Well, I do that underneath, but I wear all of my Brook shoes. So we do.
He missed a dunk.
Oh wow, that's going to come back and bite them.
Oh yikes!
So yeah,
all right. They just turned the ball over. Anyways,
I wear my shoes all the time only because I have to, because I need for my balance and everything. But there's
we don't want you being a weeble wobble.
Yeah, I fall down enough as it is. Last thing we'll talk about today. Talk about fears. Let's talk about our anxieties in life. Let's talk about it.
Who knew that this was going to be Deep Thoughts with Stuart Smalley? But go ahead.
At what point do you freak out with your battery?
On my phone?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. Listen, if I'm down to 50%, I'm starting to freak out. I don't know why. I have no idea. It's a very strange, I don't want to call it phobia, but if I look at my phone right now, I just charged it, so I'm at 85%. I'm fine. If I get down to 35%, I'm sweating. I'm scrambling to find a charger immediately to get it plugged in. That is just a strange thing, and I'm sure that some people can relate with that. And you?
A little bit different for me. I want to be. I'm usually at about 20%. 50%, I start to freak out.
Oh,
when it gets to
the last time I got that low.
When it gets to 5%, it's like I'm. Once that screen goes to the lighter, it shuts the screen off. That's when I really worry about it.
I've only had that happen, I swear to you, in the last 5 years, maybe once. Maybe once.
Do you have a battery pack that you keep in your back? You don't do that?
No,
Okay.
because I listen. As much as I travel and I'm in the car, I constantly plug my phone in, and then if I know that I'm gonna not be in the car very long and it's not going to have a chance to or an opportunity to charge, then I'll plug it in at my desk before I leave to get it as close to 100% as possible. Yeah. But my threshold is probably 50%, and there's probably plenty. Listen, these kids, for crying out loud, these phones go dead, and I go crazy because I'm texting them or I'm calling. Oh, my phone went dead. What do you mean your phone went? How does your phone go dead? Kaylee says to me all the time. She says, "Well, I've heard that you should not charge your phone at night." Why not? What's the difference at night if you're in bed, for crying out loud?
Well, because the old adage was you're not supposed to charge, just like a car battery, just like anything past 100%. The thing is, nowadays with phones, it shuts off the charging. Right. So you're not fully charged like in the past. Yeah, you're not supposed to do it. Right. Exactly. But no, my problem that I've got now.
My phone was dead.
Oh man! Just like you, I travel a lot. I'm in my car a lot. I got into my car and it was at 6% battery. Plug it in, and my car charges so damn slow.
Yes. Yeah,
we ran out of battery before I got back to the hotel, and that was just using GPS. So now I guess I got to switch it a little bit. But yeah, it freaks me out. Now, okay, here's the other one. At night, do you sleep with the phone next to your bed? Do you keep it away?
On the nightstand.
It's not charging on the nightstand.
It's not charging. No, very rarely do I have to put it on the wireless charger that is actually next to my bed on the nightstand. But I don't have to charge it because I'm so emphatic about it being charged during the day. Yeah, that it's charged up, so I don't have to worry about it.
Okay. The other hand, I'll go to bed and it'll be at about 10%.
This will be a good poll. Yeah,
online. At what point does it freak you out?
Put the parameters in there of different charging percentages.
98% Ward's charging his up just to make sure.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, hold on, you're in the middle at 84% right now, so I'm very comfortable.
I just put mine in when I had 3%. So that's why I had to get mine charged up.
You are lazy.
It's sure lazy, whatever it is. So we'll talk about. It's so cool to hear different things. Somebody was saying about when it comes to phones and it comes to because I'll be flat out. I'm addicted to my phone. All of us are addicted to our phones. It's ridiculous now, especially with looking at metrics. How many times I'm looking up everything there? But somebody said to put that on away from your nightstand. Put it away so that if you have to get your alarm, you get up. Because this is another topic for another day. I need about 6 alarms to wake up in the morning. Oh. It takes me forever to wake up.
My natural alarm wakes me up now. I seriously wake up. I'm up by, if I sleep to 6:15, that's late. I set my alarm for 6, but 6:15, if I sleep to 6:15, that's late for me.
I can't. It takes me forever to get up. Oh. And it is a point of contention in my marriage. If mine goes off twice,
I'm going to get ripped on, but you got to start your breathing exercises and your cold showers.
You got to ground yourself. No, do my meditation,
do your grounding,
journaling,
do your breathing. I'm sure
stuff.
People are going to start laughing at me. So here goes Ward on his soapbox about his health kick. But I'm a firm believer in oxygen in your bloodstream. The cold shower is absolutely amazing. I swear to you, it's changed my life in the last year.
I don't need to know about your shower habits. I don't need to know. Exactly. So, as we wrapping up this,
we're tied up 98.
It's 7:47 to go.
Yes.
Wrapping everything up today. I know it's short. Jimmy's not here. We're just kind of getting through things. But
where is Jimmy?
We hope that you're sticking with us,
James.
We want to get.
He's got family stuff going on. Yeah. We're ripping on him, but that's why he put Mark and Mike.
Where's Jimmy?
Where's Waldo?
So, again, we want to thank everyone for listening. We want to make sure you guys get a chance. Keep going back to those old episodes. We're going to keep posting about our friend Bobby, his GoFundMe.
I was just going to say.
We're here.
They eclipsed 150,000 yesterday.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. I inadvertently did a congratulatories. McAndrews was ripping on me. Somebody said, hey, we reached the goal. I didn't look. I didn't realize that McAndrews said, hey, we're $110 from 150,000. And somebody put on the reach the goal. I said, oh, congratulations. Well, McAndrew goes, you idiot. We're not there. It's 175,000. Yeah, he didn't say you idiot.
Well, he probably did because you are an idiot. But it's going to take a
Thanks again for coming on last week, Mike, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate that, McAndrew.
That was awesome.
And
Buck, keep fighting. We're there. Yeah. I know we keep saying it. But we are here with you, man.
And this is what you're going to do to cancer.
You get out of my face, or I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
Yes.
And
Right
again,
side of the line.
We meet again, Trebek.
so thanks again, everybody. We'll do that. We're going to have people on, any of our friends. If there's stuff you need from us, obviously let us know. But coming up here in the next couple of weeks, couple things to look forward to.
Should we tell everybody how many views that we've?
Yeah. By the way,
clips?
I want to say thank you to
It's kinda
everybody.
neat.
In the past 2 weeks, only 2 weeks. We got our 71 followers. We got everything. We've got over 10,000 views on Facebook. So thank you. We really appreciate that. And it could not be having any more things.
We have tough skin. If you want to say we suck, then tell us we stink.
Oh, don't worry. Stan has no problem telling us everything that we're doing wrong when it comes to that.
Yeah, and he's coming on, right?
Yeah. So
Soon.
next week we're gonna have
Big Stan's coming.
We're gonna have a special guest, Stan the Man Miller, my dad. We're going to have run some little contest with him, see if he's up to speed on the lingo. My dad is
With that hair, how can he not?
I know, 82 going on 18. The way he texts, the way he's there everywhere, and we'll talk about some past Detroit sports stuff, some of the stuff that he did, and some of the cool things too with some of the Motown growing up in Detroit in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and some of the cool stuff that he went through and kind of experienced with all that. We're going to have other guests. We're going to have some baseball guests. We're going to have some NASCAR guests coming up. And we're always looking for new topics. So there's stuff that you like, stuff that you didn't like, let us know. But
if you're the Pistons, make sure you check out Stan Miller's hair.
Exactly. So as we're kind of winding down here, again, thank you to everybody.
Hey, those of you that are celebrating, happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. Glad to be here with everybody there. So,
all right.
So once again, thanks for everybody.